So I wanted to come on today and record this video actually. So this is going to be a YouTube video. And I did that purposely so I could share my screen to show you guys something. So I was talking with our leaders, Kelly, Edlin, and Danielle, and talking about being intentional with our follow-up. So we always hear the fortune's in the follow-up. We talk about Amy, used to be Maven, how to use those tools to follow up with our customers, maybe a 113 system. But I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that because I think some of us hear that and you're like, okay, follow up. Well, what does that look like? What are you doing, Vanessa? What are you doing, Kelly, Edlin, and Danielle? What are the leaders doing? And to be honest, we all do something different, but I thought, let me try something new. Okay. So I was thinking, when was one of my biggest months in the last, right? And for me, it was May, which was 3 months ago. It kind of follows along with that 113. Now, I for sure in May most likely sent a text message or something to those people, but I had a lot going on in my life. So I didn't send out the thank you notes. I didn't send out mail for May. And I have touched base with some of those people, but my thought is they spent a lot of money in May. And it's now 3 months later. We have a brand new catalog. We have a harvest brochure coming out, but I need to reconnect with those people and maybe get them a catalog or ask them if they want a brochure. But I don't necessarily want to go to the sales part yet. I should really put in the work of following up with that. And for me, going back 3 months to somebody I haven't maybe chatted with, I had several new parties, new hosts in May, and that's kind of scary to me, like just popping in out of nowhere to say hello. But that's why I named this fearless follow-up, because if you don't do it, you don't know what's going to happen. So I specifically sent out some messages on Sunday, and today's Friday. So I gave myself some time so I could give you guys some feedback on my fearless follow-up. So I decided, I think I decided this on Saturday, but what I decided to do is to go back to May, pull up those order history and reach out to those people, right? A lot of it was online because of COVID, right? That's when things were booming, online parties. And this particular one, I didn't even go live in, one of them. So that's really important to recognize that. So here's what I decided to do on Sunday. I went back, I went into my orders. So that's why I have the screen share with you. I went into orders, I went into history. And so I want to take the time with you guys to show you how to look up specific orders, okay? So over here you have 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and custom. You're going to go into that custom date finder, okay? Right here, I know, and you guys can see all my info right now, but so you're going to go into the dates. So I clicked on May. You have to click on, so I clicked on May 1st of 2020, and I actually decided to extend it just slightly into June. So I did June 15th. You could do, the 7th or something, but I decided to do the 15th and see what came up. I went all the way to the end. So I went back to, kept showing more, show more, show more, show more, all the way back to the first, and I'm going to, show you. I had like 3 or 4 parties. So all the way back, there you go. So here, to my first order was on May 2nd. So Olivia Duran, I decided to click on, look, she had a big order, but I don't think I even have talked to her. And that's, like, I will say my grandma passed away in May, and when all of this, she was dying at this time. So that's why I didn't have great follow-up in May, and I forgive myself for that. But that doesn't mean I have to let that customer go or not share that with them. And with some of these people, I did share this was going on in my life, and sorry, I thank you so much for your order. Sorry, I didn't follow up, but I'm here now. And I think it's okay to be honest like that. So I went through all of these people, not all of them. I only had time to do 18, but I wanted to kind of give you guys stats. So what I did is, so now that I've showed you that, I want to go on to what are you going to do? I went in specifically, and for me, I decided not to use Amy or not to use a template. I used specific text for each person, which is why I only got to 18 of them. Okay. And actually, I still have more. I haven't gone through that whole list for that 45 days. So with Olivia Duran, I went in and I text her. And I'm going to give you an example of what I said. And I'm going to give you some other examples. So like I said, I don't want to say, oh, do you want a new catalog? I really genuinely want to check in with her. So I said, hi, Olivia. This is Vanessa Jones, the Scentsy consultant. You ordered through Clara's party back in May. I want to check in with you and see how you like your Scentsy Go. Are you using it in the car or at home? What was the favorite scent you picked? I hope everything is well, and I just want you to know that I'm here to help. If you have questions or comments, let me know. She read it. She didn't respond. And you know what? That's okay with me. That is totally okay with me because I messed up back in May. Okay, I didn't mess up, but I didn't make that connection in May, and maybe she was looking at me like, but what I do know is she read it. So maybe next week I follow up with, just so you know, there's a new catalog. I'd love to send that out to you with some samples of the new Harvest collection and something else or whatever. So find a reason to reach out again to give her something, okay? So that's what I did with that person. And I'm going to give you another example. Like I said, I went through specific, like real specific text messages because I felt like I owed that to them. So I'm going to pull up somebody else that came up. Her name was Nicole. Where'd she go? So she had a pretty big order too. I'm going to actually, well, I don't want to show you. She ordered 3 warmers, 3 kind of big warmers. She didn't order any wax. So I reached out to her and I asked her, let's see what I said. Hey, Nicole, how are you? I just wanted to check in with you and make sure that you enjoy the warmers you chose and that they are working properly. Let me know. And if you have questions about anything, I'd love to help. She did answer. Okay. So I haven't talked to this person since May. She did answer with some not so great information. She said, my daughter broke one of them, and one of them doesn't really produce a smell for some reason. So I was able to have a chat with her. I asked her some questions, and I did specifically say, I don't know if you're using Scentsy wax, but that might be the difference. And she said, no, all my other warmers are working. It's that one. I asked her if it was the one, it was the sweet grass basket, so it has a lid. I thought maybe that, but she stopped answering. So I took it upon myself to, and this is the other part that I came up with, how do I correct this? And I decided I'm going to start thanking people for answering my text like this. So I thanked her for responding. She didn't answer. And what I decided to do is send her pretty much like an I'm sorry you're not enjoying it as much packet with a catalog, samples, and a note that said, I'm sorry, that your daughter broke one, that sucks. I sent her a cotton cleanup because clearly she has a lot of warmers, and I just apologized. Sorry that you're not happy. No, to be honest, there's nothing I can really do about that. I mean, she chose those warmers, and if she was saying that it doesn't work, would be different than it doesn't put off a lot of smell. And then she didn't answer the question of whether or not it was the one with the lid. She lives in Texas, so it's not like I can go and check it out or ask her to give it back to me to test it. I might reach out and say, if you're really unhappy with it, oh, and I put in the card 10% off your next order. So that's like an apology from me, right? So here are some other examples of things that you could say. So you heard, which scent was your favorite? Are your warmers working properly? Just a reminder, Scentsy wax doesn't evaporate, so clean your wax out using absorbent cotton and replace about once a week. That's something you can just send and not expect a message back in return. Don't forget, our warmers come with a lifetime warranty. So if it stops working, we can replace it for free. That's educating the customer about our product. And then I reached out to our leaders and asked them, so what are some other ideas about what you would say? And Kelly told me, which I thought was perfect. She said, hey, can you please share a picture of your new warmer in your beautiful living room? And we kind of had a laugh about it, but she's right. She complimented that customer on something and kind of opened a dialogue, you know? And maybe they'll answer like, oh no, my living room is a disaster. And you guys can laugh about that. So it's really about making those connections in real life, right? We're constantly showing pictures of these beautiful living rooms. Like, show your beautiful warmer in your hot mess living room. Okay, you can share that stuff with people because that's real life, right? Okay, so, okay. Oops, I can actually, I think that was all I needed to show you on the screen share. And if you have questions about that, it's the custom, it's between these dates, make sure you click on the dates and you could, I find that to be the easiest way. So why, and again, why 3 months? Because it's been 3 months, May, like we need to be reaching out to those people and see what they answer. I had another person who answered me as well. I said, thank you for answering me. And I'm sending her actually, no, I already sent it. I sent her a catalog and some samples as well with a note that said, thank you for responding to my text. So that's kind of a way to incentivize these people, our customers, or even these people that we've never met, to answer our messages, right? If you thank them and reward them for doing so, you're going to be able to open up a dialogue, you know, and they're going to want to respond. So I think that's something to really think about. All right, now that you know what to focus on, how to do it, and what to say, let's decide how much time it'll take you to get through that list. So we can tell you guys to follow up, but if you're like, I don't have time, I have 30 customers, well, don't do all 30 at once. Pick 5 a day. Take 15 minutes to be fearless. Now that you know how to do and find it fairly simply, you can print that out. You can print that report out, print that thing out, make sure you have their numbers. And when you're on your lunch break, when you're, you know, in the bathroom, when you're doing whatever it is, take a few minutes to get through that list. Offer a catalog, offer samples. You can do whatever you want, just do it. So I would say that 18 messages took me about an hour. Okay. And reminder, those were individual messages, and I have 3 kids. Okay. So I was like texting, doing stuff, texting. So it took me about an hour. Decide how much time you want to spend on that, and decide how much it's worth it to you and how much you want to do a day. Okay. 15 minutes over 5 to 6 days adds up to an hour, hour and a half, which means that, that those 18 people, I could have spread that over, right? Oh, I could have just done 2 on Sunday, 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, right? And then that still would have been the same amount of time. You got to decide how much you want to invest into that follow up, because I hear stories all the time, and I think Kelly can attest to this as well. Sometimes half my PRV is just follow up. It's not new parties and new customers. It's just follow up. I have to put in that work. Okay. So I want to share the results. So out of those 18 messages, 4 same day responses. Okay. 4 people responded to me. That's 22%. I mean, that's not bad. If you like to hear numbers, that's not bad. 22% answered me. And like I said, several of them I can see read it, and I might follow up again. They say it takes like 10 contacts before someone will answer you. So I think that's pretty good. Almost a quarter of the people responded to me. I think that's excellent. Now, step 6. This is like real fearless. I have a customer who never responds to my texts ever. I've talked about her before. You know what I do? I send her the link anyway. I just follow up. I send all these messages. How you doing? How do you like this scent? She never answers. So I send the link. Screw it. And she'll order again. She does it all the time. Like every 2 months, she's ordering $100 to $200 in orders, and I'm like, she never responds. So be fearless in that. Maybe the person just is an introvert and doesn't want to talk to you, but they like the product, right? And maybe they don't want to have a dialogue, or they don't have time to have a dialogue. So if you think you can, just send the link anyway, send the catalog anyway, ship it anyway, just do it. Get those smells into their hands. Send them the flip book link. Just be fearless. Why not? What do you have to lose? They're not answering you anyway. Share something with them. So what you can also share information with them. You can tell them like your favorite new warmer. You can share with them your favorite new scent. Maybe you put that out there to people who kind of answer you. Maybe they respond like, yeah, yeah, everything's fine. Maybe you respond with, great, that's fantastic. I just want to share like my top 3 favorite scents. If you'd like a sample of that, I'll send it to you. Try to get them to talk with you, okay? So I already gave you my examples of that, what I sent to her. Oh, another one. Are you in my VIP page? Do I have your email? Do you get my newsletter? Those are questions that you can ask them once. Another way to follow up with them and make sure that they're in your group. Make sure that they feel special. Okay. All right. I like keeping these things pretty short because I know we don't all have a lot of time. I want to hear about how you're responding, or how you're following up and your responses, the percentages you're getting, the feedback, all of that. So share that with me. Be fearless in your follow up because our business depends on it. All right. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Take a time this Saturday and this Sunday to do this. Get yourself prepared, get yourself set up, and then next day follow up. Sit there with your Netflix and chill, get your list, and text while you're doing that. Once you do that work on the computer and you print out those reports, or you print out that information, or you get a list together of people, you can just sit there and text. That's like the easy thing, okay? All right, you guys have a good one, and I hope to chat with you soon. All right, bye.